It is time for another record pool review here on my channel, and today it is the turn of Heavy Hits, which is a record pool based out of New York City in the US. Now, in terms of this review, I'm going to be covering off all of the stuff that I do in my record pool reviews. So we're going to be covering off the pricing, what you get for your money, how much is this going to cost you. I'm going to do a run through of the website, so we'll jump onto the Mac in a moment, and then last but not least, we will also cover off how many tracks you can currently download from Heavy Hits in comparison to the UK Top 40. Why the UK Top 40? Because that is where I am based, and also in comparison to the Beatport Top 20. Now, one quick caveat before we get into this video. This review is my honest and open review of Heavy Hits. I am not being paid by Heavy Hits for any of the information given out in this video. However, they have provided me with complimentary access in order to deliver this review. So massive thank you to the team over at Heavy Hits. Let's get straight into it. First and foremost, let's talk about cost. How much is Heavy Hits going to cost you if you sign up? Well, they have a really simple pricing strategy, something that I actually really like. It is all unlimited downloads, none of this pay a certain amount for 50 downloads, pay a different amount for unlimited downloads, nothing like that. It is $7.99 for the first month and then $25 a month thereafter for unlimited downloads. And I think that introductory first month price is very, very competitive. If you wanted to pay an annual subscription, you can do this as well. That is $250 for the year. So you do get effectively 2 months for free against the monthly charge. So you're saving yourself $50, but nice and simple. Now let's jump onto the site and I'll give you a little bit of a tour around the different features, the different functionality, and also as well we can have a look at the types of music that's on the pool. Okay, so a very warm welcome to the Heavy Hits website. Lots to cover off on this site and some really innovative features that I have found on this record pool in comparison to a lot of the other record pools that I have used, which I'm going to cover off. First thing to note, that Heavy Hits does have this kind of dark theme on the website, but if that's not for you, you can use this light bulb in the top right hand corner to get onto a light mode. So here we can see it's a bit cleaner, it's a bit easier to see. I quite like the dark mode myself, but that is there if you want it. So I'm going to toggle back to the default mode. Now, Heavy Hits is driven by this menu system down the left hand side, and we will go through this menu in a lot more detail in a few moments. In the middle here, you've got a rotating banner which just has some of the newest updates on the site. So just to keep you interested, there's new playlists on there, there's blog posts, etc. So anything that's kind of new will likely to be featured on this banner. And then underneath here, we also have access to some of the playlists that are on Heavy Hits, more on playlists to come, and also as well access to some podcasts and things like that as well. Underneath that, you've got the new releases, which is really just the driving force of the whole site, and it's quite common to have new releases on the homepage of a record pool. So that's great, and that's done in date order. And then on the right hand side here, we've got kind of two charts is what I'm going to call this. First and foremost, you've got Heavy Picks, which is the top 10 tracks that the Heavy Hits team are recommending. So this could be brand new stuff, things that they think are going to be big in the clubs and at events. Those are the Heavy Picks, and this changes on a regular basis. And then you've also got the heaviest hits. So if you toggle over to heaviest hits on the right hand side here, these are the top 10 downloads on the site. So you get an idea of what other DJs are downloading, what they're playing in their sets, what's going to be working well. So that's the heaviest hits. Now what I'm going to do is go through the rest of this homepage. So let's talk first and foremost about the new releases. So new music gets added to Heavy Hits on a daily basis, which is fantastic. It's always being updated. If you are accessing this site on a regular basis, so you're downloading music, say every week, my recommendation is to come right to the bottom of the homepage and click View All New Releases. that will load a page where you can see everything that's been uploaded by date. So you can see here everything that's been uploaded on the 14th of May. That's the time of filming this video. And then you can go through and just have a little look at everything that's been added today. If you scroll through the pages, then you'll get everything kind of that's backdated. So you can see here, this is everything that was added on the 13th, scrolling down, and then on the third page, it will just go back in date order. So that's really, really nice and easy to use. And if you are coming on the site on a regular basis, I'm pretty sure that you'll pretty much use that to find the tracks you want to download. Now, if you are a specialist DJ, you can filter these new releases by genre, of course. So if you're only interested in seeing R&B hip hop, then you can filter by that. If you're only interested in seeing pop top 40, you can filter by that. But for the purposes of today, we're going to keep it selected as all. In terms of the tracks, the individual tracks, let's take the top one as an example, which is Jack Harlow, Dua Lipa, which is the DJ Serg Sniper break intro edit. There's a lot of information here. So first and foremost, you can direct download it. So all you need to do to download it is click on the download button, and then you get all the versions that are available for download. So on this example, it's just clean and dirty. And then if you were to click, say for example, you want the clean version, that will directly download it onto your computer. You've got the BPM, you've got the key, and you've also got the year of release, of course. Now, what's great with Heavy Hits as well, if you click on these three little lines on the right hand side, you also get all of the related tracks. Now, because this is a certain edit of that particular track, you've also got the original there as well. And if there were different remixes, different versions, that would also appear in the related tracks. So nice, quick, easy access to other related tracks. Now, one thing that I really like about Heavy Hits that I've not seen on any other record pool is this information button. So if you click on here, this opens up a whole new page. So of course you've got the two versions of the track, the clean and the dirty version that we just saw from the main menu. Of course, if you want to download quickly, you can just do so from the main page. You don't need to click on this info page, but you've also got these ratings. So you've got danceability, the energy level, the popularity, and also the mood. So if, for example, you're a club DJ and you only want the highest energy tracks, you can just look at these ratings for the individual tracks, which I think is a really, really nice touch. It's very, very unique. Of course, you've got the related releases, so that's those three little lines that I mentioned underneath. And also, and this is again something that I've not come across, you've got the recommended harmonically mixable tracks underneath. So this is everything that you could mix in key with that original download. So it's suggesting other tracks for you to pick, which I think is really, really nice. It's similar BPMs, it's similar keys. This will really, really help you, I feel. So I'm a massive, massive fan of this. Let's go back to the homepage. And of course, at the top, we've got a search. So just like other record pools, you can search for artists, titles, or tags, how the record's been tagged. So let's search for Fisher. Now, that will bring up all of the Fisher tracks once you've hit search, which is great. There we go, and that's loaded. And again, this loads everything into alphabetical order. You can toggle between the release year, the key if you want to, and also the BPM, which is great. If you wanted to preview any of the tracks as well, sorry, just like I didn't mention on the main page, you can just click this little play icon there, and that will load the player at the bottom here, so you can scrub through the track just to see what the track's like if you've not heard it before, which is great. And also there's the option to download. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, do you know what, I like it, but I'm not sure if it's going to make my laptop, at the bottom of this page, you can also add it to a download later crate as well. So you can add several tracks onto there if you don't want to download straight away, and it will appear in this crate on the bottom left menu, which is again a nice touch. In terms of the search as well, to make it a little bit more comprehensive, if you go to the right of the search, you can also open these filters. So you can filter by genre, you can filter the version. So if you only want clean versions, for example, or you like mixing quickly, you can filter by the short versions. If you're only interested in intro versions, you can do that as well. So you can see there. And also as well, you can filter by the rating. So again, if you want those high energy tracks only and you're thinking, do you know what? I only want things that are going to be a danceability rating of 80 and above, you can go onto this and search that way as well. So we got the Fisher tracks with the danceability of above 80. That's according to according to Heavy Hits. So really nice comprehensive search, and again really helping you to make some great decisions, I feel, on the site. One thing I would also like to mention that is really important and a real unique feature to Heavy Hit is the Dropbox function. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, a lot of people use Dropbox as their storage for music because they don't have gigabytes and terabytes of hard drive storage on their computer. And because of Rekordbox functions, and I think Serato has it as well, whereby you can pay for a subscription to Rekordbox and then you can access online lockers with Dropbox. Rather than downloading these tracks directly onto your laptop, you can actually use this toggle at the top right here. So if you click that, you can see that the download downwards arrow then changes to a add to Dropbox queue. So if I click on this and you want, say, the clean version of that track, it will add it to a Dropbox queue. It's just adding that. Once it's ticked, you can carry on and do the next track that you want to add. Let's add this one here, the clean version only. Let's add that to the Dropbox queue. It will load it. Once you've finished your session, you can go to the top right here and click Generate Dropbox button. And then this is now going to load a new page where you can then save it to your Dropbox. You can load up essentially a folder in Dropbox. And it will just download everything into Dropbox as opposed to onto your hard drive. So that is a really unique feature actually, and I think that's absolutely fantastic, especially as more and more DJs are using those subscriptions that enables Dropbox playing on Rekordbox, and also I think Serato does it as well. Now let's talk a little bit about Heavy Hits playlists. So it is a feature that is on other record pools, but you click on playlists, it just loads up loads of staff picks essentially. So say for example, if you're DJing a gig whereby they want you to play some heavy tech house bangers and you really don't have many on your library, then what you can do is just come to a playlist. These are recommended tracks that are all kind of heavy tech house. This is put together by John Lee here, as you can see, and you can just go through and you've got everything in one place, which is great. And you can see here, this is a really recent playlist developed in May of 2022. It's volume 8, so you can find the previous volumes as well, and this will keep you up to date with some of the biggest tracks in the game with regards to heavy tech house. So, and I think this is a really good way to up your musical knowledge, perhaps in a genre that you might not be comfortable with DJing. Next down, we've got the remixes. So Heavy Hits has a fantastic selection of transitions, DJ tools, DJ edits, intro versions, outro versions, acapellas. It has mashups as well, and you can see all of the different remixes that are on the site. So let's select Isaac Jordan here, and if we click onto his profile, you can just see some of the latest edits that Isaac Jordan has made. So if you're following a particular DJ and you think, do you know what, I downloaded one from Isaac before and I really like it, then you just click onto the remixes, you select him, and you can see these are the latest uploads that he has done. Next up, we've got the blog post, so just staying up to date with all the latest news, loads of hints, tips, loads of articles related to DJing, really interesting stuff. So that's there for you if you want. And of course, we've got the browsing here on the bottom part of the menu. So new releases, which we have, of course, gone through. That sort of takes you back to the home page. And also as well, the charts. So charts is also going to be a very powerful tool, I feel. Once the chart page has loaded, first and foremost, you can filter specifically by genre, which is great. the chart source, so it's either Spotify, so you can see what people are playing on Spotify. Again, something that I have not seen before on any other record pool. I think that is really, really useful to have, because it's really important to stay up to date with what others are listening to, and potentially like your customers in the clubs or at events that you're playing at. You can also do a time span. So this is the overall chart of all genres for the last 7 days. But maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want to see the last sort of 30 days. So you can of course select 30 days. That will then load up the top tracks over the last 30 days, and it gives you the top 50. And of course you can also filter by genre. Next down, you've got exclusives. So there is a lot of exclusive material on Heavy Hits, because they've got those producers, they've got, you know, the acapellas in, the acapellas out, they've got transitions, they've got mashups, all of that kind of stuff. This is all things that you will not find anywhere else. And again, this has just got the added date on the exclusives. You can also select a genre as well. And then, as I mentioned, at the bottom, you have My Crates. So if, for example, you've previewed a few tracks, so let's just preview this, and you want to maybe download that later. Once you've listened to a few different tracks, let's just add that to the crate as well. You do this from the preview at the bottom, and then as soon as you click on My Crate at the bottom, they appear right there. So that is a little bit of an overview of the Heavy Hits website, and I have to say I'm very impressed with some of the innovative features on there. Now, the moment you have all been waiting for: how does Heavy Hits stack up against the UK Top 40 and also the Beatport Top 20? Of course, I'm looking at UK charts because I'm based here in the UK. One caveat before we begin: as always, take this with a pinch of salt. This could change on a daily basis. What I'm sharing with you today may not be the same tomorrow, because as you know, the charts are always changing. But I can proudly announce that Heavy Hits currently, in relation to the UK Top 40, has 28 out of the 40 tracks. That is a whopping 70%. And in terms of the Beatport Top 20, it currently has 17 out of the 20 tracks, which is a massive 85%. So it's actually performed way better than BPM Supreme when I did the test, and also DJ City. So really, really good performance. Of course, that can change. I would actually put, at the moment, Heavy Hits above even Zip DJ, because Zip DJ is so expensive. It's $25 a month for a capped amount of downloads, 50 downloads. If you want that unlimited plan with Zip, it's going to cost you significantly more money, whereas this is $25 a month after your first month, and you get unlimited downloads. And these kind of numbers in terms of downloads is very, very impressive. If you've never done sort of record pools or anything like that before, it's impossible for these pools to be getting absolutely every single record that charts, because record labels can make it quite difficult. But I think anything above kind of the 65% mark is pretty damn good. I've always said you need to top up your collection with music from other sources, but this is standing up pretty well. Hope you've enjoyed this review, guys, and found it useful. As I said, link in the description down below to Heavy Hits if you're considering signing up. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, if you made it this far, please hit the button over there. And if you haven't seen one of my other record pool reviews, I've put a link to one of them up there for you. And I will see you in the next video.